Well, hello and welcome here to the Performance Motor Network and Global Racing Esports Network simulcast. We are excited to be here for our second running of this Saturday night series and super excited to see what the Global Racing Xfinity Series has in store for us here at Auto Club. We've already seen it at a lot of Auto Club so far this week, and it has not disappointed. This has been some exciting three wide, two wide, even sometimes four wide racing. And I'm joined in the booth by Michael Lester. How you doing today, Mr. Michael Lester?
Man, I am doing great, Brian. Man, looking forward to watching some Global Racing Xfinity Series here at Auto Club Speedway here in California. Man, it's a out there in California. It's a hot one, man. 70 degrees. These tires and the track temperature, it's going to play a big part in the way this race goes. Not to mention that these guys are going to go from daylight to nighttime by the end of this race, so they got to deal with transitioning to that night race. It's going to be very exciting in all forms tonight.
Yeah, speaking of California, this is the Californication 300. So 300 miles, 150 laps. I mean, that is not a joke. This is a full length Xfinity race these guys are going to be undertaking. And from what you told me, there's going to be a competition caution on lap 25 to give these guys a chance to maybe adjust on their cars because I think handling and the setups are going to be very important tonight.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Global Racing League has a oh, I'm trying to has a kind of like a rule that if anything 2 miles or higher or bigger, we always like to throw a competition caution just to get everybody used to what's going on. This is the first time that everybody's been on the track racing with each other. A lot of these guys have been racing with each other for a long time. They know how each other race. Some of them are pretty new guys, such as uh, Christopher Basinger. Our winner last week. He's pretty new to the league, and look forward to seeing if he can back up that win from last week. Well, you got drivers like Derek Rice, who's not on the track right now, starting his first race for the Global Racing Series in the Xfinity Series. So having a competition caution, let everybody see what you got. Not let everybody see what you got, but uh, you know, see what you got under the hood. And I'm sorry, I'm running out of my words here.
No, I get what you're saying. Just get the reps in, and then maybe if if there is something that maybe the car's not handling like
Exactly.
quite to your liking, you can make a little maybe a little perch adjustment, spring perch adjustment, or something like that. Any little thing like that, maybe even a tape adjustment, because that's one thing that even though these guys have been practicing, they haven't been able to see what it's going to be like behind other cars, whether they're going to be overheating or anything like that. And that's an issue that people don't have to run into in a next gen car. But these Xfinity cars and those trucks that we're going to be racing tomorrow, that could be something that really could affect these guys. Overheating, and you definitely don't want to blow that engine. And that 25 lap competition caution, that's going to be very useful for these guys for sure. As qualifying now beginning.
Yes, sir. Mike Hayes was the top of the speed charts. He's making his global racing Xfinity debut tonight.
Checking in on
Another
admin.
newer members.
Yeah, definitely glad to see these new guys in here, some new blood here, and we do see a lot of familiar faces out there too. And like I know we kind of talked about it before the broadcast started. One person that just getting their debut here in the Xfinity Series too, but it is a name we've used to seeing is EJ Luna. Glad to see him making a step up here.
I would be happy for him, but I did offer him a spot in the Lazy Lizard up here in Xfinity, and he chose to go with his buddy Joshua Slade. And
Mm.
congratulations to him, but he definitely has a target out there tonight with the rest of my guys. I've already gave the command that if they
Oh
get an
no!
opportunity, they can take out Luna. Now, if it actually does happen, a
Oh my
pure
word!
accident, but it's going to be funny. It's going to be entertaining for the rest of the night. But Luna having some trouble on qualifying. Uh,
Oh wow! Look at all the smoke.
yeah, he definitely lost control coming out of turn 3 and turn 4 there. He's going to reset and try it again. But Michael
So far,
Hayes,
no one has turned in a lap yet.
yeah, Michael Hayes is out there, and Jeremy Kors as well is out there. Jeremy Kors is one of the newer owners in global racing. Y'all remember Right, he did race for us over there in trucks with William Brown Motorsports, and he comes over here to the Xfinity team side of the series and says he wanted to be an owner. So we made him an owner because he, definitely deserves it, and look forward to seeing how well that.
Talented driver.
Yeah, very talented, and hopefully he's a talented owner and see what that Lunatic Racing can do out there on the track. He's got some good racers. He brought Tristan Evil over from William Brown Motorsports to Lunatic Racing to race for him. So it's definitely interesting to see what Lunatic Racing can do right now. Stephen Hayes puts a top time down so far.
Yeah, 40.622, which is very quick. Actually, now I think he just bested that with his second.
Jeremy Coors with a 40.49.
That is very quick. I mean, I know I was watching the next gen race here just the other night, and I think that's pretty close on time. So these cars are booking it around this racetrack. Could definitely see that for sure. As a lot of people have turned in qualifying times. A little bit over 2 minutes left in qualifying though, until we get the racing started.
Yeah, Mike Hayes, he's going to end up taking the second position away from his little brother, Steven there. And one of the good things.
Oh, they are brothers. That's good to know that.
Yeah, they are brothers. And one of the good things about that is they're both lazy lizards, and so we really have a family over here in Global Racing, and have a family over there in Lazy Lizard. And good luck to all my drivers tonight, as well as every driver here in Global Racing Xfinity Series.
No, yeah, definitely. You might have your favorites when it comes to your Lazy Lizard, but everybody here, that's why we love Globals. Everybody here is, much like a family. Sometimes some arguments might break out, but everybody's good friends.
A lot of the times the arguments break out. A lot of the times. Everybody has a different view on how leagues should be ran, and this league is very unique when it comes to the control of the decision makings on race day and stuff like that. It's left up to a board for the most part. The format doesn't get voted on, but everything else does, and it's one big family, and we argue like we're family, and we goof on each other like we're family, because that's all we are. At the end of the day, we're just family.
I'll tell you what, I am loving Derek Rice's paint scheme. That paint scheme is gorgeous. I gotta say, just the colors. I'm gonna see that race car on track. I'm gonna definitely know who that is.
Oh yeah, that Ford sponsorship on that number 20. I was looking at that earlier in the practice, and I was like, that's pretty unique. Nothing flashy, don't know like that, but it's got that unique look to it that you're gonna see on the track.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Moonlight Speed concepts on the side of it. I mean, kind of got the blue, the purples. Very interesting looking paint scheme there. Curious what Moonlight Speed Concepts is. I'd love to, maybe if we get a chance to interview him, be to ask him. But here we go, qualifying wrapping up, and the field is pretty much set here. We're going to go ahead and do a quick rundown of the field. Jeremy Coors is going to be starting in first here on the pole. Second place is going to be Michael R. Hayes. Third place is his brother Stephen Hayes. And fourth place, Joshua Slade. Fifth place, Dale Brooks. Sixth place, Brian Ricker. Seventh, Derek Rice. Eighth, Tristan Evil. Ninth, Michael Thorpe. And rounding out our top 10 is Steve Gerber. And I'll push it over to you, Lester, for the rest.
Thank you, sir. 11th is going to be David Halsey. Jason Schilling is going to be 12th. Christopher Basinger, 13th. Jeffrey Weimer, 14th. EJ Luna, 15th. Don Blazer, 16th. Ricky Hudgens is going to be 18th, and 19th is going to go to Chuck Cobb, rounding out your top 18 drivers. Good luck to all you guys, and look forward to talking to the best three at the end of the race.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out, how much different this is from, trucks and the next gens that I've already seen this week. And I mean, these Xfinity cars are a handful, and this track is already kind of known for its bumpy nature and being able to get really loose. So, and these cars are known to, to get loose as on their own. They have a lot of power going to them rear tires. So I'm curious to see. I mean, one of the problem spots I think we're going to see, Michael, is got to be coming out of 4. I think that's going to be the main place where we're going to see some guys lose it. Because I mean, it seems like
especially.
there's some type of bump right there or something.
I didn't feel any bump, but I do know for facts driving trucks on the early runs, the first 3, 4, maybe even 5 laps. Uh, Xfinity cars are naturally loose anyways, so you really got to be careful on these Xfinities. I did do some practicing on it at one time and realized that I did have the setup that was fitting me, so I didn't really go too much into it. But the thing was loose coming off of turn 4. Every time I came around, that back end just wants to come around, and once it starts doing it, there's nothing you can do short of getting off the gas and playing with the accelerator, trying to get yourself back straight.
Yeah, and I know a lot of times too at a track like this, when you get loose, you try your hardest to save it, and you end up over correcting, and you end up wrecking a lot of people doing things like that. I mean, I've seen it time and time again. So that's one thing you got to be careful of. Maybe have be willing to let off and come to a little slow down, get control of that car instead of trying to save it quickly. Because I mean, I've seen it to where guys trying to save it, he's got that wheel cranked all the way to the left, and all of a sudden that car goes left, and bam,
Most definitely agreed. Uh, the way the trucks were running, I've actually had a good week. I've never come across where overcorrecting that car, but I have in the past when I had a little less experience on trying to save a car that's trying to come out. Once that traction grabs back a hold, you better have that car going straight, or it's going to go wherever you're pointing that wheel.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like such a sudden jerking motion when that car catches that grip once again, and that could. I mean, and I feel bad for anybody that's even near a person when that happens, because like that is a horrible crash. As we exit turn 4 here, soon to go green. Sorry to interrupt you there.
I was going to say, if you remember last week at Daytona, and I'll try to get this out real fast before we go green. Ricky Hudgens had that problem coming off. He gained control back over his car. He was pointing the wrong direction.
Green flag.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's exactly what. Yep. Could see a lot of that here tonight. Coors gets a great start, and still side by side for second. Though it looks like Stephen Hayes does a great job too. 13th, he's clear for second right now. Dale Brooks right now in third, but under fire from the 99 of Michael Hayes, and actually Brooks is under fire from Derek Rice. That 20 looking real fast right now as they go 3 wide.
And you got the Hayes brothers battling for that second position right now, side by side.
Look at that. That is only a sight you see at tracks like Michigan and Auto Club, is seeing these guys all fanned out.
Yeah, this is a big, wide track, a lot of room. If you do make that mistake, you have a lot of room to correct yourself, like we were talking about earlier, coming off of turn 4. Right now, you don't want to make a mistake. There's nowhere you can be driving right now, and there not be a car beside you. Oh, we got a little.
EJ Luna looks like he's off the racetrack on the apron.
Yeah, I think he just got loose and came off the track, but he stayed it before he was able to hit anything, so that's good, and everybody keeps going. So maybe I didn't have to put a hit out on him. He's just gonna he's gonna
hit himself.
Take him out. I'm not paying you, Luna.
And we got a kind of a 3-car breakaway. Of course, the leader's breaking away. Jeremy Coors has a sizable gap right now, about a half a second on Michael Hayes. Hayes right there side by side with Joshua Slade. It's the rest of the pack trying to catch up. Oh, almost a little bit of looseness there, I do believe, for Michael Hayes, and that's going to give an advantage here to Slade.
And Joshua
Slade's able to make the pass.
These, like we said earlier, it's going to take about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 laps for these tires to get warmed up where you're actually sticking to the track. Right now, they're kind of just doing the slip and slide thing right now. As you see Michael Hayes back there trying to battle Joshua Slade once again for that second position.
Yeah, a lot of people trying to rely on that top sign, and it seems like it's working very well, but I think it'll get even stronger as the runs go on. This is one of those tracks, it's so hard to pass on the bottom.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's hard to pass on the bottom. This high side, if you're able to do what they call the rim riding up there, you get such a acceleration off of the turns that so hard for that guy on the bottom to
Well,
equal
three
that coming down
wide.
the second.
Oh, almost some contact there, I do believe, between Dale Brooks and who was the other driver there? I do believe that was Michael Thorpe.
Oh, that is very very interesting. Thorpe racing for Dirty South Motorsports, as well as Dale Brooks is with Chuck Cobb Racing. They have a bit of an alliance there. So that's. But regardless if you have an alliance or your teammates, this is racing, and sometimes you get together with your teammates.
Yeah, as we've seen in NASCAR here as of late, we've seen a lot of teammates wrecking each other.
Yeah.
Here we are, though, the 32, 3 wide once again. He's on the bottom. I think he's gotten it clear, though. Tristan Evil trying to work his way up on the top side. And as you said before, that momentum on the top is just carrying.
Tristan Evil in a new looking paint scheme this week, the Exalta paint scheme.
And it looks like the 57. Sorry, the 57 David Holsey trying to go underneath the 8 here of Steve Gerber. So passing going through all out through this place. Brian Ricker, just like you just mentioned, trying to shove it in underneath Dale Brooks.
Yeah. And Brian Ricker trying to make the pass on Dale Brooks as well as trying to make the pass on Tristan Evil. And those are two really good racers that you're trying to pass at one time. Right now, Tristan Evil pulls away just a little bit, but Brian Ricker right there fighting on that low side.
Yeah, and Brian Ricker definitely a very talented driver himself. I mean, we saw him last week at Daytona just up front for a lot of it. And he's always one to watch. And Jeremy Coors still out to a nice lead right now, about a half a second still. But these guys are starting to catch up here. I think Joshua Slade and those guys are starting to catch up. This is one of those tracks you don't really want to run away because, I mean, you might be burning that equipment up a little bit prematurely. Hopefully that's not what's going on with Jeremy Coors.
Time will tell. Like you said, these guys are reeling him back in at a decent rate. Joshua Slade and Michael Hayes and Stephen Hayes are they're just taking it easy going around these turns and saving what they got. These guys can probably go about 35 to 40 laps on a tank of gas. We do have a caution, like you said earlier, at lap 25. So I don't know if you would, if somebody's just trying to take it easy, waiting for that comp caution, or like in this case, this ain't Daytona, this ain't Talladega. It's a big track, but I want to get as much spots as I can. I'm gonna try to go out as hard as I can to try to get as many laps or positions as I can for that comp caution.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not going to be a full fuel run for these guys for that 25 laps. So why wouldn't you, try to see what the limits of the race car are, try to get as many positions as you can. That way you can start that, after the comp caution, you can start as high as you can to make it. Because, I mean, as we know, it's hard to pass here after, as the race goes on.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And right now, it seems to be leveled out right now with Jeremy Coors having 8/10 of a lead over Joshua Slade and Stephen Hayes 1 second behind them. 10 laps of green flag racing. It's gonna 10 laps is playing a toll on these tires. You wouldn't think
already
10 laps is just 10 laps. I mean, we got 150 laps, but 10 laps definitely does some wearing on those tires.
I mean, yeah, if you look at the leader right now, last lap was a 41.569. His best lap tonight has been a 41.094. I mean, that's a half a second already a fall off over 10 laps.
Most definitely. And while we got this little wall here where everybody's just racing nicely, and we got a pass for second place. Say where everybody's calmed down, and Stephen Hayes, the younger of the Hayes boys, is trying to pass Joshua Slade for that second spot. But as I was saying, I do believe that, like, if you're I would like to reach out to people who are out there watching in YouTube and Twitch. If you guys have any comments, you want to give you a shout out to your favorite driver, let us know who you think is going to win. Please put something down on the comment board. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely make sure you give Global Racing Esports Network a like and subscribe for sure. I know you, Lester, always have some great content going on throughout the week.
Oh yes, sir. We got Doghouse Racing as a member, and trying to get some more job. I will be streaming my race trucks tomorrow as well. I figure that's going to be a nice little add-on to Performance Motor Network and Global Racing Esports Network to get some in-car views from from one of the broadcasters. I won't be saying much. I'm trying to concentrate.
You've been trying to concentrate, I'm sure. Definitely want to give a quick shout out to Kenny Smooth out there. K Smooth. Favorite drivers is Halsey, Gerber, and Blazier. Glad to see you out there commenting as they're 3 wide. Once again, 3 wide for second. As Michael Thorpe entering the fray. Actually, 3 wide for third, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting crazy back here. Michael Thorpe pushing on that inside. Stephen Hayes Michael Hayes, sorry, trying to go with them, and still going to be 3 wide with that 20 of Derek Rice and the 7 of Joshua Slade.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Thorpe's always one we expect to be very, very fast. You know, he's always, last season, I know in the truck series, he was in contention for the championship. Oh, they're getting real hairy here. Joshua Slade getting real loose.
That was real close between the 20 and the 34. My driver's Michael Hayes right in the mix of that.
That is, you could throw a blanket over those race cars right there. They are all right up on top of each other.
And we're gonna looks like we have a new leader, Stephen Hayes.
Wow.
On that high
on the top too. Yeah, made the pass on the top. Someone finally dethroning Jeremy Coors.
Yeah, Jeremy Coors falling to second place. Stephen Hayes takes over the lead and is going to lead this lap and get those bonus points. So here we go. I mean, the tires are starting to tell the tale over these long runs here.
Yeah, definitely. I think it comes down to setup, and I think it also has been, about how you're treating your equipment too. I mean, one thing we know is, the first 5 laps of the race, or a run, I should say, are very, very important. If you, push it too hard, you can heat those tires up prematurely, and it's hard to get them cooled back down, and it can affect the rest of your run.
Well, here we're looking at Derek Rice, and I gotta say, you might not be able to see this, Mr. Britt. But Derek Rice's picture on his SDK tells the tale that he's definitely a country boy racing. He's got a beard that would put the Duck Dynasty guys to shame.
Love to hear it, man. I love when people join. The beard community is strong. Because I know I have a fresh, nice, pretty thick beard. I don't know, his probably is might be longer than mine if he's looking like Duck Dynasty.
Oh yeah, he's like I said. He could probably have played a major role in that show. If they were given promotions based off of how long his beard is, he would probably be the president.
Well, he's trying to fight with Michael Thorpe right now. Thorpe on the top, going to get the run here. We see Brian Ricker coming into the picture there too. So it's just so hard to make those runs on the bottom, and that's what we're seeing with Rice there, falling back.
And Michael Hayes, who started on the outside pole, right now battling with Tristan Evil in that 7th position. So you can see how these tires are being different for different drivers. Stephen Hayes, who is liking the longer runs out there out front. Michael Thorpe might be liking the longer runs as well in that 3rd position. Jeremy Coors is pretty much stationary as, right there in that 2nd spot. But Michael Thorpe keeps on creeping up towards that 2nd spot, so keep an eye on Jeremy Coors in the long run and how far his car will fall back.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he's suffering or struggling on the long run, and that's what's so important about this competition caution coming up. It's going to give him the chance, maybe make some adjustments on that machine, figure out what exactly is causing him to burn his stuff up prematurely like that, or it could have just been the way he's been driving it. But definitely, Stephen Hayes looking very strong right now, and you've got to be impressed to see that as we see Brian Ricker and Derek Rice trying to go toe-to-toe here.
I'm definitely impressed with the way Stephen Hayes is running. I mean, he ran really well last week at Daytona, finished 4th, and to come back and lead here at the Auto Club is just he's a racer, and I'm really glad I signed him.
Yeah, I don't blame you. A great decision to sign him, and it seems like his brother, of course, back there in sixth, even though he did fall from the high, so he did outside pole, he's still doing pretty good, and he looks like he's starting to work his way back into contention here as he's working on Derek Rice right now, working his way up into the top five.
Let's fall back here outside of the top 10. Joshua Slade was once there in second place. Falling back to 10th place. David Halsey right there behind him. Christopher Basinger as well, all sitting there competing for that 10th spot. Ricky Hudgens maybe struggling a little bit on this track. He's back here in 13th spots. He moved up 5 spots from the start of the race, but he's back here in 13th. And Steve Gerber in that 8th, back here in the back and sitting there in 14th. Chuck Cobb, the new owner in Xfinity Series this year of Blazing Fools Racing, back here in 15th with Jeffrey Weimer, one of his drivers, back here in 16th. Don Blazer, 17th. And the new guy, new racer, EJ Luna, back here in 18th.
Yeah, definitely still some battles going on throughout the pack. I didn't want to mention Jeff Weimer because he says every time I talk about him, he wrecks. So,
well, let's go talk about Jeff then.
Jeremy Corr is falling back though right now. Michael Thorpe taking over second.
There you go, and Michael Hayes now pressing Jeremy Corrs for that third spot. Jeremy Corrs definitely had the car in the early running. But he's definitely struggling with that long run setup.
Yeah, I think everybody's out here struggling, to be honest with you. I mean, look at the fall off we're seeing so far. I mean, about a second and a half. That is a ton of fall off over 20-something laps.
Well, luckily for most of these guys, we're going to have a competition caution here in 2.5 laps, where these guys can make some adjustments to I mean, you got to sit there and think, all right, we just went 25 laps without a caution. We might not be a caution fest race today, so definitely got to start looking at the long run, because that's what Stephen Hayes, he's out to almost a 2-second lead over Michael Thorpe, so he's definitely got a long running car.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, he probably doesn't want to change anything, but I know a lot of people are going to want to change something. Maybe change somehow the handling of the car, maybe up to tape a little bit, or maybe lower it. I don't know. I mean, it just all kinds of things these guys could do. I definitely am not one that is well-versed in the, the setups type deal. So I'd be the last person to ask on what these guys should do. They know better than me. That's why I'm up here, Lester, and they're down there.
I'm with you. I don't know a lot, but I do know once the sun starts really going down and the track gets cooler, that is going to loosen up your car. So if you're dealing with a tight setup now, as the race goes on, your car will get looser because the track is going to get cooler and it's not going to be eating up the tires as much as it was in the early running.
And Joshua Slade is one that I think desperately needs to make some adjustments on this machine, because like you just said, he was up there in second place. He's all the way back in 12th right now, and under fire from Christopher Basinger. So, I mean, that's one of those ones where you just, what do you do? Like, I mean, hopefully they, all the teams, they have their crew chiefs and things like that, people that, have a little bit of know-how with things like that and give you little cheat sheets maybe for adjustments. So I wouldn't be surprised to see these guys already messing with their black boxes right now to lay in something.
All right, so we are under competition caution. The yellow
Stephen Hayes out front. He's going to hate to see that gap disappear because of that competition caution. I'll tell you that. Everybody's going to be right up on each other again.
Yeah, most definitely. You're right about that. But he's going to have plenty of opportunities to get right back out there, even if he loses the lead on those. Some of those guys have that fast car from the green flag. He's going to bide his time. He knows he's got a long distance car, so just going to bide his time and get back out front if he loses his lead here. But
Yeah, definitely. These guys got to try to catch up to the pace car here, and I guarantee everyone's going to be taking a trip down pit road. I mean, you would be crazy not to. I mean,
I would send whoever did not go to pit road on this yellow flag would wake up in the morning being the new member of Lunatic Racing, because that's what you have to be to not pit road here. Because even if you were actually managed to get a good start off with those worn tires being cooled down, and you didn't send your car out, everybody was just gonna leave you in the dust. So
oh yeah, you'll find yourself going lap down. I think pretty fast, just considering the difference in time and the fuel. You just even though yet a 25 lap run is not a full fuel run, it's still going to be well worth it to go ahead and fill up, because I mean this has been such a caution-free race so far. If these guys don't have any cautions from here, I mean, if you stayed out, you're going to be literally just nailing your coffin shut.
yeah, I mean, and these guys have 6 sets of tires, so it's not like that. They have to use these sparingly. If you got a fuel run of 40 laps and you do a fuel run, so you're looking at 3 pit stops, 2
Definitely,
pit stops now.
And if pit stops are underway, hopefully no one misses their box. Got to give a huge shout out to Valerie Fuller out there talking about "Go Michael Thorpe, go!" Love to hear it. All the support for the drivers out here.
Definitely big shout out to Valerie for supporting her little boy there.
Yeah, he's definitely a. We give Thorpe a lot of we joke around with him a lot. Definitely tease him and stuff like that. But we have nothing but love for him and know his talent and recognize his talent. I mean, I think if he had the right opportunities, he could probably race in real life. I mean, he's got that kind of skill, I think.
I always look for the best for all of our drivers out there, and Michael Thorpe is no exception. Definitely want the best for him. Always look to seeing him one day in a regular car. Hopefully somebody crashes them or turns them around or spins them. Or,
that's not nice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to be nice.
That's the nicest thing you can say.
Really
that's the thing you can say. I hope he crashes. That's the nicest thing you could say. I mean, I'm telling you, when I was growing up, my grandma always said, "If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, Mr. Lester."
The broadcast would be very quiet.
Oh man, we're having fun up here, and we're
a good kid. He's definitely a good racer. I look forward to watching him race every time he gets into this Xfinity car for Global Racing League, and Dirty South Motorsports is lucky to have him.
And here goes the pace car. Lights are out, so we're soon to get this thing back cranked on up. And we appreciate everybody out there tuning in to the Performance Motor Network and the Global Racing Esports Network.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to have quite a bit of ways to go. I mean, this is a long race. These guys are doing a full-length race. I mean, 300 miles. I know for a fact these guys are going to be quite exhausted after this thing's all said and done.
Oh, you're definitely correct about that. I mean, this is a race of endurance. If you don't have the endurance, if you're not one of those drivers that can have patience and drive this track, you might not last, because that's 150 laps, 300 miles of just good, clean, green flag racing. We might not get a regular caution for an accident. I hope we don't. I hope it all goes all in the green, and these guys have something to hang their hats on at the end of the day. Every single one of them.
Well, here we go. The green flag is out. Stephen Hayes getting up through the gears. Great start for him. He's able to get clear of Michael Thorpe. Michael Thorpe able to get clear also. So, pretty tame restart there.
Oh gosh, Mike Hayes gets a nose full or a tail end full of Jeremy Core's nose right there, but everybody gets away unscathed. But that was a little scary there for the 99 and the 97.
And I think another thing these guys, might hurt these guys on these
Oh,
restarts with fresh tires has got to be, new tires. You're not used to it. Ooh,
oh,
we got
there's
the
Michael Thorpe. Oh, Michael Thorpe gets loose, goes to the apron, collects it. Good job
unfortunate.
saving it, but he is going to lose a lot of spots. Too aggressive, too fast. He's seen that lead. He's seen that first place, and he got on that gas way too much. But
Got a
luckily,
little too excited there, I guess. But I mean, yeah, you're right though. He grabbed control of that machine right back. Didn't cause any problems for anybody else, and that definitely deserves some praise.
yeah, definitely does. He definitely made the wrong decision by trying to be a little aggressive at that start, but he definitely redeemed himself by saving the car. So good job getting yourself out of the trouble there. Right now, Mike Hayes took the lead over for one lap from his little brother there.
I bet. Hey, yeah, Stephen Hayes is like, why doesn't my brother come up here and picking on me? I'm gonna call my mama.
Oh, Mom, Mike keeps passing me.
He's passing me. Stop passing your brother.
You know he wants to win this race. There you go. Yeah, I can pick because they're my drivers. There we
And
go.
definitely
Jeremy
some
Coors
good.
looking on the top side of now. Jeremy Coors, remember, he's got that quick setup in the early run of the race. It falls away, so maybe he did some adjustments on that pit stop, and we'll definitely keep an eye on that. But right now, Mike Hayes and Stephen Hayes uh, having control over that first and second spot.
Yeah, still kind of battling and trying to get it all settled out. But yeah, I think that Coors looks like he's being a little bit more relaxed here. I don't think he's trying to really make up a lot of positions here because he knows that how it hurt him so mad in the last portion of that last run. I mean, he was falling back quite a bit, and that's something that could be his setup, or it could just be he was driving it too hard. And you even said it yourself. In that first 25 laps, you might want to drive it hard to see what the car is going to do, and maybe that's exactly what he was trying to do.
Yeah, you very well could be right. A good test to see where that car is. 25 laps on a set of tires. Uh, if you go all out and you know what you do, now you can adjust it for the rest of the runs. All right, at lap 20 going all out, my car just started being real tight. So let me take it easy a little bit earlier in the run so I can see if I can save that tight feeling maybe 30 laps instead of 20.
Yeah, EJ Luna been doing a lot better. I know we saw him all the way in the back on that last run. Now he's up to 12, so he's gained quite a bit of spots there. Glad to see that.
Yeah, EJ had two really bad spins. I think or one spin like at the beginning of the race, but bouncing back quite nicely to be in 12th position uh, right there behind Ricky Hudgens and right in front of Chris Basinger, who's last week's winner. Looking at the high side there.
And
Michael
side by
Thorpe.
side right now, they used to be teammates pretty much here. Jeremy Coors and Tristan Evil. Are they? They're still teammates again, aren't they? They're back.
But now Jeremy Coors is Tristan Evil's boss or owner over there, and Stephen Hayes retaking the lead from his brother, Mike Hayes. I guess Mom put in the word there.
Yeah, must have been here, but it's not over quite yet. As Michael Hayes trying to look on the bottom, just not able to get there.
And I think
If I were them, I would try to work together and just try to pull away to get it to where if it does come down to those two, then they can race it out. But you want to, I would be having some sort of alliance. Of course, they are teammates, but I mean, I would definitely, brothers though, they have that competition between each other. As Tristan Evil and Jeremy Coors still battling it out. Tristan Evil taking over third.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my team manager Ron Harrington's down there and say, "All right, guys, let's just work together. You guys have built up almost a second lead over the third place of Tristan Evil and Jeremy Coors. So y'all they're just gonna be working together, trying to build up this lead, and they'll race at the end. Both of them want this win, and they're both win. But As we seen last week, Michael Hayes wasn't there, but Stephen Hayes was. All these guys in Lazy Lizard Racing, really good teammates. They're willing to work together and get a win for the team, not individuals.
Yeah, we've seen Lazy Lizard really setting the world on fire here in this Xfinity series. I mean, what a great job when you saw Christopher Basinger get that win in the first race, and will we see another Lazy Lizard get a win in this second one? Definitely don't want to look away to find out, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Definitely proud of all these drivers tonight. I mean, everybody's putting on a really good show, racing with some respect like we asked them to. I haven't seen anybody crowding anybody. Everybody's giving each other room when it comes time. Now that's probably gonna go away towards the end of the race when all the spots are on the line. But right now, these guys are content just to put on a good show and race very well.
Yeah, I think that's exactly, you can't, this is all going to be, it might not all be about attrition if these guys are being respectful with each other. And, they just don't want to ruin each other's races. And the thing is, about everybody here, we talked about it before about, being family. Everybody knows each other. You got to see that guy again next week. So if you wrong him, you might end up, facing the wrong way or something like that. So I think a lot of these guys are just trying to race with respect, try not to make any mistakes, don't ruffle any feathers. And the feather ruffling is going to come later, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Right now, we're looking at Dale Brooks, and I'm not trying to be funny or trying to be rude, but it's really nice to see Dale Brooks in a solid state because he's a great racer, but because of our lagging rule, he doesn't get to show his capabilities to the full extent because most of the time he's blinking, and we have to ask him to go back to the back of the field. But right now he's sitting there in seventh spot battling with Jason Schilling for that seventh spot, and he's doing a great job keeping his car in a solid form. So hopefully that keeps up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that is a good thing because I know we see him all the time. We've seen him have such a great chance of winning a race and be blinking and have to be kind of go back to the rear to not get in any people's way, and he's definitely seems to be a lot more solid here tonight. Glad to see it.
Yeah, I do believe he is, and it's kind of weird. I'm hoping I'm going to get this right, but his internet on his phone, his hotspot, is stronger than the internet that local internet provider is providing him. So he's running on basically running internet off of his phone right now in order to be able to get in here in this race. So.
Yeah, definitely. That's almost a deal breaker for me. If I'm like moving somewhere, I want to know what the internet's going to be like.
Well, I moved out here into the country out here in Douglasville, Georgia, and I guess I just got lucky with having really good internet provider out here. But most people in the country do not. But he lives on base, I do believe. He should have great internet.
Yeah, you would think so, for sure. I mean, living on base, you think the military would definitely have something nice set up for them.
We got a battle back here. I'm watching my SDK inform me. We got a battle back here between Joshua Slade and Ricky Hudgens. Thorpe right there as well, right there behind his owner. Joshua Slade, I guess, has worked his way back around Ricky Hudgens for that 10th spot. Right now, Michael Thorpe is putting Ricky Hudgens another spot down back there in 12th. But
he's trying at least. He hasn't quite got there quite yet. They're side by side. I think he's got it here though.
Yeah, he's definitely trying. So Michael Thorpe bouncing back a little, trying to get back up there at the front after that mishap that he had on that last restart, trying to push the car a little bit too much. And then you got 23 of Don Blazer is he a lap down? What happened?
Yeah, he's actually 4 laps down.
4 laps down. Oh, wow.
I'm not sure what's going on there, but he is the only person that is counted at least a lap down. I know Steve Gerber is about 16 seconds behind the leader, so he would be one that's going to be in danger at some point if a caution doesn't come out or anything like that. But, this just has all the looks of green running. And now Stephen Hayes has separated from Michael Hayes. So I'm telling you, even though we saw Michael Hayes take that lead for a second there, lead that lap, it looks like Hayes has got that overall great car. I mean, his has got a lot of speed in that Bass Pro machine.
It definitely it's fueled by crickets. Lazy lizards. We put crickets in front of every lizard, and definitely
And that's what the engine
more
is.
Horsepower is in there.
Oh, and apparently we're getting a little bit of some reporting going on from Kenny K. Smooth saying that Don Blazer had a connection issue, so that explains it.
Man, always hate a race being ruined by connection issue.
Yeah, especially one that's gone so green. I mean, usually you see a race, there's enough yellows that could probably get him back into this thing, but this is just not having that look to it. This looks like this is going to be just straight green the whole time. I mean, what a race, and what a job these guys are doing. 18 cars show up. I mean, that's quite a sizable field, and at a track like this, usually you see some roughhousing. We have not seen that.
And we're not done growing. We have 5 teams, and every team is allowed to have 5 racers in here. So 18 is not the number we are looking for. We still have.
They're looking for 30, right?
We're looking for 25 right now. If we get another owner, we might be looking for 30. This is the first year that we ran the Xfinity Series, so it's a trial period. But next year, we're hoping to have a lot more teams and having a lot more drivers. We want to make this Xfinity Series be our premier series. We want the best racers in this series, and right now we have the best racers in Global Racing Series racing in here, and we're seeing it right here. Great racing. Stephen Hayes, Mike Hayes, Tristan Evil, Brian Rickers, and Jeremy Kors, the top 5 guys in here, and they're putting on a clinic, and that's all I can say is they're just putting on a clinic and showing us how to get around this track.
For sure. And, one thing I know you kind of alluded to earlier, you mentioned was, we're going to be racing into the night. So, we saw, the daytime track conditions. Now that's starting to transition. How, whose car is going to really be benefiting from that? That's my question.
Exactly. That last caution, who made changes to their car? Was it the right changes for the transition? Yeah, you might be tight now on the early run, but at nighttime, how tight are you going to be when it cools down? If you loosen up the car too much, is it going to be too loose? All those questions go through all these drivers' heads on what they're going to do through the course of this race.
And we're seeing a little bit of these guys, maybe these top 2 drivers, Stephen Hayes and Michael Hayes, getting caught a little bit here. Is Brian Ricker and Tristan Evil working pretty well together to maybe try to catch up and make this a 4-car battle for the lead. You see Jeremy Kors, I think he's maybe went the wrong way on his machine. Definitely does not seem like the car we saw in that beginning 25 laps. Derek Rice there is in 6th place. Of course, we just were talking about Dale Brooks and being really solid. Well, he's in a solid top 7 right now, so looking very good. As you see, he's trying to find any kind of hole to get around Derek Rice. But we've gotten to that point in the run now to where I think the tires are wearing. I mean, they got about a second and a half of fall off already. This is where it gets extremely difficult to pass.
Yeah, Tristan Evil in that number 17 car in 3rd spot. He is running almost ideal or identical laps as the leader, Stephen Hayes. He ran a 42.4 last lap and Stephen Hayes ran a 42.3, 7 100ths of a second difference between the 2 speeds. So these guys are still putting on some fast speeds for 25 laps into a run.
Yeah, and this is when we're starting to enter that no man's land, or unknown, I should say. Now that we're almost 25 laps into this run, from here, we're not sure how these cars are going to behave. How much more are they going to fall off? What the handling is going to look like. Are these guys going to start getting loose? Depending on what your setup is, are they going to start getting tight? I mean, could a caution come out just based off of a handling issue? That could happen.
You're definitely correct about that. It all really basically comes down to how you're managing your tires right now. This is the crucial point of this run because here in another 15 laps, we're going to be seeing some green flag pits. At, at least, at the most, 15 laps. We might see it a little bit earlier, depending on strategy wise, but these next 10 laps is crucial because these are your tires are the most worn out right here.
Yeah, and definitely. And if you make it all the way through the fuel run and have to stop, I mean, your tires are going to be pretty high temperature. So whenever you're trying to go down pit road, you're going to definitely see some guys maybe lock them up or something like that. This is quite a hard track to pit at, I'd say, considering how much speed you're carrying when you have to try to go down pit road.
Oh yeah, I think every pit road under green flag is a dangerous pit road. One mistake I've seen it in official races when you go down the pit road, you get a black flag, and you might in a race like this where there is no cautions, you might as well uh, kiss your chances goodbye because you're going to go down at least one lap. And if there's no cautions to get you back on that lead lap, there's no way you're going to get back around.
And right now, Stephen Hayes out to a 1.4 second lead almost here. I mean, wow, just building a gap here. His car just seems like it's perfectly suited for this, but it looks like that clean air definitely going to be playing a huge role too. I mean, I think that because he's out there in the clean air, he's able to really have the best handling, even though he might not be, you know, benefiting off of the draft of another race car. He's able to really run whatever line he wants. Everybody else just got to try to play catch up here as Michael Hayes falls off, like I said, about a second and a half now. And Tristan Evil is a second behind him. So, I mean, gaps are starting to form, and a lot of these people are single file now. So we actually see a change for position here. Jeremy Core is taking it away from Brian Ricker. Ricker going to try to do the crossover, just not going to be able to get there, though.
Brian Ricker's another one of those underrated. You don't hear a lot from him because he gets it, but he's a really great racer. He's really, I don't mean to call him underrated, but you don't really see him a lot in the booth at the end of the race. He gets involved in somebody else's mess and has always got some bad luck on his way, but he's a really good racer. And I'm happy to see him up there in the fifth spot battling for fourth. Look forward to maybe one day talking to him up here in the booth and get him a win or something. Because Brian, like I said, Brian Ricker is definitely one of those guys you got to watch out for on the track.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen him be, one of those guys that usually runs up in the top five easily. I mean, that 22 machine, definitely a strong driver. And he's a nice guy too. Very humble, very respectful. He doesn't really usually race people too hard, but he definitely earns every spot he gets out there.
Yeah. I'll definitely enjoy having Brian Ricker in the league. He'll pop into general, and we'll all be racing. He'll make you laugh now. He'll definitely make you laugh.
Well, about to go three wide here is Michael Thorpe trying to go underneath the 23. He thinks better of it as the 23 was going underneath the 95. That is Jason Schilling and. I believe the 23. Sorry about that. A little bit of a brain fart. I do believe the 23 is actually Don Blazier. Yeah, he's 4 laps down, so kind of involved in some racing, even though he's multiple laps down. But they kept it real clean, so no worries there. I mean, even though you're laps down, you still have every right to be out there racing and trying to figure out what you can do.
Yeah, definitely know what Dave. Sorry, not David Halsey, but Don Blazier is waiting for is if these guys stop racing so well and get some yellows out there because he's in desperate need of some of his laps backs.
Yeah, one could hope that he'll get it back as we still battle kind of coming to a fruition here. Ricky Hudgens and Joshua Slade battling in turn 4. And they are battling for, I do believe, the 10th spot.
Yes, sir. 10th spot.
Ooh, Jason Schilling being the first one down pit road for a green flag pit stop.
There we go, Jason.
So I'm curious who's going to see that. Now everybody else going to go down too. Is Slade and Ricky Hudgens still battling it out for that position? And it looks like Slade's going to come out on top.
Well, Stephen Hayes, he's built up a 2.5 second lead over his brother Mike Hayes. and right now he's just liking being out there. But Jason Schilling coming out, he's going to be making up a lot of time on the rest of this field because he's going to have them fresh tires. And you see, he's leaving the pit lane now. He's going to be a lap down, but he's going to be making up at least 2 seconds a lap every time that these guys, or sorry, 0.2 of a second a lap every, or maybe even 2 seconds of a lap. It could be 2 seconds of a lap.
I mean, I think right now, bar none, the person with the best car out here has got to be Stephen Hayes. I mean, 42.559 last time by. Everyone behind him was 0.2 slower or more. I mean, he is just rocketing away from this field right now, and really, you got to be happy to see the stock of Lazy Lizard rising before your eyes.
Oh, I'm definitely happy with the decisions that the Lazy Lizard off staff and administrators and recruiters did, bringing in this class of field or these class of drivers into the Lazy Lizard stable. And definitely proud of all these guys. Proud of Chris Basinger getting a win last week, and all three of the guys having top tens. But definitely impressed on Stephen Hayes and Mike Hayes as well, running first and second right now.
Yeah, one person I'm surprised we haven't seen very much of is Steve Gerber. And looking at his machine, he actually has got some front end damage. I'm curious if something happened we didn't see.
Well, that's why we have a pit road reporter. You can always find out. I'm looking at the front of it, and I think that might be just a paint scheme that he has on it. Oh, definitely has some damage on that right rear, it looks like.
Yeah, so maybe a little contact with the wall or something, slowing that race car down. And one thing, these guys don't have the benefit of, like a lot of other leagues, you get that one faster period. Once you get that damage in here, it's pretty much going to be stuck with you unless you get the cautions to go down there and fix it. And we have not had that at all. These guys have not had any chances for that.
Yes. So we're looking at the right rear suspension of that number 8 Budweiser car, and you're right. He's pancaked that right side, and he's probably playing a. Let me look at the right front. Yeah, he's got a tire rub on that right front. I mean, the tire rub is bad, so that's probably playing hectic with that steering. That tire is not turning the way he wants it to turn right now.
And I'll tell you what, if the rest of this race goes green, Stephen Hayes is going to be in such a great position. I mean, when you have 2.8 seconds, and if you're able to do a good job on pit road too and not lose that, I mean, he could pull away to quite a bit of a distance on these guys. And some guys are kind of in danger maybe of going a lap down. And we were just talking about him, Steve Gerber. I mean, he's kind of in danger of going a lap down here. He's 26 seconds back from the leader. So, I mean, that's got to be enough to make you a little bit concerned and really be begging to the iRacing gods to bring a caution out.
Yeah, that iRacing gods, sometimes they don't want.
They don't listen. And Dale Brooks underneath Brian Ricker. Ricker kind of starting to fall through this field here. Oh, looks like we got a green flag pit stop from Jeremy Coors.
Jeremy Coors coming down to the attention of his crew in that 97. He was a pole setter. His car is not transitioning very well, it looks like, to the nighttime. So he's probably definitely got some changes he's going to be making in that car as he comes down to the attention of his crew.
Yeah, now one person that really has been driving his way back through this pack has got to be Michael Thorpe. I know we talk a lot about him, but I mean, very impressive to see him able to fight his way back up here. He's in 7th right now, trying to challenge David Holsey, and looks like we got another person going down pit road. Brian Ricker taking his stop. So I think this is really, I think you were right on the money. These guys all starting to pit here.
Right at about 40 laps here. And
Ricky Hudgens is also down pit road.
When one guy comes in, it lets leaders know that he needs to come in soon, because he definitely does not want to be out there on older tires with these guys on newer tires.
Yeah, 100%. I'm curious how many more stops we're going to see. I mean, if the fuel runs about 40 laps, I think after this, we'll see maybe 2 more stops.
So it depends on if anybody can make it to lap 70. It would be one more. It'd be on one more stop after this.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there could be a lot of varying strategies. I mean, with a track like this, fuel at the end of this thing could really be the main reason someone wins a race. I mean, especially if it goes green, it continues to go green like this. Someone with an off the wall strategy could end up in the win this race. I mean, we've seen it before where maybe even have just drops of gas left at
Yeah.
the end and still win.
Well, if they're getting 40 laps a tank, pitting right now would be take you to 106, and then you would still have to have another pit stop at 146, or you were or splashing gas. But if you can make it to 170 or make it to 70 here, that will bring you to right at us of making it without green white checkered. But this would definitely be if you
I
lap
think it'd be
70.
worth trying to. I think it'd be worth trying it, but I mean that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean if you got 4 more laps of fuel, definitely trying to make it to lap 70 is definitely a risk versus reward worth it. But right now, Stephen Hayes can also he can burp that a little bit and save that extra little fuel because he's got almost a 4 second lead over 99 Michael Hayes. So he can save a little gas going into those turns because he's not being threatened for the lead at all.
Yeah, for sure. I think that'd be a great call for him. Maybe clutch it a little bit, something like that. Try to save just a little bit of gas just to give you that better chance. I mean, definitely could be an option for him. But one thing that kind of is hurting him too because he's in clean air. Anybody that is in the draft, they're going to be saving more fuel than he is, considering he's got to cut through that air for them.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Everything plays a big part. Back here, looking at Jeffrey Weimer, who's currently running in the 10th spot. Haven't heard a lot from him tonight. I know these guys have been working all week long on their setup, trying to get the best setup they can. Right now, he's shown in the 10th place, along with Chuck Cobb in that 81 White Buffalo Healing Gardens. I love that paint scheme. Ron Harrington did a great job on that paint scheme.
Yeah, Ron Harrington is one that's known for giving a lot of the guys out here are making their paint schemes. He's definitely a very talented artist when it comes to making these schemes. I'd like to get him to make me one.
Oh yeah, he's always for hire. He'd probably even give you a league discount on it too.
I'll tell him I'll talk good about you in the broadcast.
I definitely want to give a big shout out to Ronster Raps. If you don't look good, he don't look good, and he likes looking good.
And I think you're right. I think these guys are trying to make it a 70. And there goes Michael Hayes down pit road. He's going to be pitting out of second place. When you see the second place driver pit, that is going to be what really breaks the floodgates, and everybody else is going to be following them in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And Michael Hayes being the teammate of Stephen Hayes. Stephen Hayes is aware that he went down there. Right now, Jeremy Kors is trying to get his lap back the hard way from Stephen Hayes here.
Kind of some scary racing going on here.
Stephen Hayes is coming down pit road.
This is one of the times here, when everybody's doing their green flag pit stops. This is when a caution is a lot more likely.
Yeah, when you have fresh tires on the track versus worn tires, you got somebody a lot slower. Even if you're the slowest car out there, you feel like $1 million when you got the Ford Freshes.
Look at Brian Ricker, man. With those new tires, he is trying to get his lap back. And those new tires, you can just see the difference.
Tristan Evil now taking over the lead away from Stephen Hayes, who just pitted.
And shout out to Ron Harrington once again. He says, "I'll hook you up, Brian. I love to hear it. We're gonna have us we're gonna have a beautiful PMN machine running around out here sometime."
There you go. Like Dale Brooks showing in second place. Now these guys, Tristan Evil and Dale Brooks, they're banking, praying, hoping for a caution to come out.
Chuck Cobb down pit road, along with Jeff Weimer. So it looks like some guys working together on similar strategies here. I think this is a good idea here for Tristan Evil. He's trying to go as far as he can, and now it looks like he is going to be taking the trip down pit road. He's slowing down, and Dale Brooks is going. Michael Thorpe is going.
Yeah, getting down to that 55 pit speed limit.
And this is going to give Jeremy Coors the lead. You know, he was the one that really took that gamble on the short pit. Let's see how that plays out. You know, you mentioned it about how the fuel. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. He's going to try to have to save. That's the only way I could foresee him making it. And you know, he's not safe himself, considering. I mean, he's got Stephen Hayes, who pitted just recently, and he was just in the lead with a huge gap. Would not be surprised to see with the fresh tires, even if they pitted 5 or 10 laps apart. That is enough to really make a difference.
Well, right now it's showing Stephen Hayes 6 seconds or 6.7 seconds behind Jeremy Coors. Jeremy Coors coming up. It's showing Michael Thorpe. It's showing Michael Thorpe in the lead, but
yeah, I'm kind of confused myself on how he managed to take the lead like that. I want to say
no, Thorpe's
he's coming back down.
He probably missed his pit road.
I was about to say, there's no way he could have taken a lead in the pits like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think he did, or something, maybe a penalty or something like that could be the case also.
Let me see. I'm gonna go back here and look. Okay, show me it's not showing me anything about him, but definitely
looks like he makes it in there this time. That's gonna hurt. Without a caution, he is done.
Yeah, I think he missed his pit box, and might have even ran the thing out of fuel, because you see him, he had to fire the thing back up. But he's down and away now, and that's definitely going to hurt. He's going to be dropped back to 17th position.
And got a little bit of a battle starting to form here as Stephen Hayes starting to catch up here to Jason Schilling, about a half a second behind. And, you know, we saw Schilling was another one that took that gamble, pitted early. So you can see the difference in tires really making a huge difference here, as Hayes has no problem catching up.
Definitely. And Stephen Hayes he's on fresh tires. His teammates right there in 95. He's not going to press him. He's going to get around him easily like that.
Well, looks like Schilling just going to let him go. I mean, you know, your teammates, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. Stephen Hayes is going to take over second place and set his target right on that 97 car of Jeremy Coors.
He's got a long way to go, though. 5 seconds separating them. But lap time-wise, Stephen Hayes is about 3 or 4 tenths faster every lap. So that's really going to make it up pretty fairly quickly. I mean, you think 5 seconds is a big gap. It is, but it shouldn't take long for him to catch up.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. It's he's got the fresher tires. Jeremy Coors has probably got about, I think, maybe 10 laps more wear on his tires right now. As soon as that 13 tires get up to that heat gets into him, he'll start taking off even faster, and he'll kill that. I mean, he's already killed another second off of that time. So,
and a little bit of a battle going on back here outside of the top 10. We see Josh Slade making the pass here on Jeff Weimer. Weimer getting a big run. He's going to try to cross over and try to take that position back.
Christopher Basinger, the points leader coming in today's race, he's back there struggling a little bit back there in the 14th spot, right behind Joshua Slade and Jeffrey Weimer. Up ahead, Chuck Cobb in the 11th spot, just look outside of the top 10, looking in. Ricky Hudgens tops out the top 10 there.
Yeah, it's gotten really spread out between pretty much everybody. There's not really a lot of battles going on the track. That was about the closest one we saw was Joshua Slade and Jeff Weimer, but pretty much everybody all spread out. Stephen Hayes is still eating into this time. He's about a half a second faster than Jeremy Coors that last time by. So I don't think it's going to be very long at all, as now there's almost 3 seconds in between them.
Yeah, Jeremy Coors is he's I mean, I guess he understands right now that Stephen Hayes has that fast ride, and even a caution is not going to help him, because a caution is just bring him close together. Even if he can go in there and get on the same pit strategy as Michael or Stephen Hayes and get fresh tires, but right now that 97 is probably just a sitting duck.
For sure, and another person, some other changing in position going on here. Derek Rice making a pass.
What do you got for temps there?
What happened on?
I think it was Ricky Hudgens. I mean, he was the one that dropped down very quickly. I think that it might be as a result
Ricky
of him.
Hudgens did crash. Let me see if I can. I got SD. Why is my replays not working?
Yeah, looking back, he just lost it out of 4, and that's a problem spot. Oh, it looks like he was trying to maybe pit, and he spun out going down pit road.
Oh, now he's going back.
And then spun back up onto the racetrack. That's what brought that caution out right there. If he had stayed down there, it would not have brought a caution out.
Nice job of Ricky Hudgens trying to keep out of everybody's way. Once he came to a stop, he immediately went back down to the bottom of the track. So definitely a couple of these guys that were banking on early pitting is the big beneficiary out there. Like people like Jeremy Coors and Jason Schilling, they gain a lot of spots with that caution coming out.
Yeah, but the thing is about it, because that caution, these guys will not going to be able to make it still. If this caution maybe had came, in about 20 or 30 laps, maybe they could have made it, but definitely going to be making things really interesting here. Going to help out Michael Thorpe a lot. I know he's got to be happy. Going to be the recipient of the lucky dog.
Well, I think. All right, so I am not on live here.
Everybody's going down pit road right now. Jeremy Coors leading them down. It looks like everyone able to get in their box without missing it, so that's always important. And, some of those guys that got damage out there, I think that this is going to be a very good opportunity for them, too, considering they're going to be able to get some of the damage off of their machines.
Yeah, whoa. 32 just friggin' came out of there shooting. I want to go back there and look, but I don't. Dale Brooks took tires. I think he came in to top off, or he might have just took right side tires, because he came out of nowhere. Did a little bit of lag and a little hopscotch and some jump rope coming off of that pit road, but he's going to win the battle off pit road.
I think you're right. I think he did. He only took a 2 tires there. So interesting call. You can see things like that work at a track like Auto Club or Michigan. I just don't think that was a good call still. I think that there was enough wear on his tires. I do believe that it's not going to be worth it.
Well, Dale Brooks was one of those guys who pitted later in the run. So he might be thinking that, those right sides take more of a damage than those left sides. He didn't wear up, probably didn't wear enough of them for to be any really big concern on that left side. I mean, in about 2 laps or 1 lap, we'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah, we definitely will. And it looks like Stephen Hayes maybe didn't have the best stop on pit road either. He fell back to 5th there. So hopefully he'll be able to drive his way back through. And this is going to give us some opportunities for a lot of other drivers. Maybe they made some adjustments on their machines again to try to keep up with these changing conditions. Because as you can see, it is dark out there in California.
Yep. and we're also gonna see how Stephen Hayes' car reacts to that dirty air. So,
And here we go. I mean, the pace car lights are out. We're on the back stretch, soon to go back to the action, and we definitely appreciate everybody joining us here for the Californication 300. Love to watch these Global Xfinity guys out here. You know, love to see the success this series has had thus far. Even though this is just a new series. I mean, we were used to doing you guys on on Sunday noon, but now we get the pleasure of watching some of the same sorts of guys out here, same talent compete. On Saturday night. Love it.
enjoy. And before we go back to green, definitely want to give a big shout out to a lazy lizard, David Prince, out there watching the race tonight for his guys. And Prince, glad to have you. Can't wait for you to get back.
Green flag.
Still green.
And there is the green flag. Dale Brooks going really early there. This is going to be the test, seeing how his car reacts in turn 1 and 2. As they're side by side for third place. Almost some contact, but luckily it was not. As the 57, David Holsey and Michael Hayes, I do believe, battling it out.
And at 99 and 57 are really battling it right now. And Dale Brooks on those older tires is holding his own for the moment.
Oh, getting real close to the wall. We got some problems. Stephen Hayes spins. And he is down on pit road. He's definitely going to get a speeding penalty from that. Unfortunate.
Oh, that is Joshua Slade crashed.
Oh, no.
Let's see back here.
Yellow is not out, but Joshua Slade did spin out. But the yellow did not come out for that because I believe no cars were oncoming. I have to take a look back and see what just happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it now, and definitely hurtful for.
Surprised this did not bring out a caution. He spun right out in front of a lot of drivers.
Yeah, but
he got it saved back up. Oh, I mean, he really didn't get it. He had to come to almost a stop there.
Yeah, they had a
shock to caution didn't come out.
They threw a yellow for the Ricky one, but not for that one. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's because there was no cars that were actually coming. Luckily for those other cars, even man, that's going to be sad for Joshua Slade. I'm sure he didn't have the best race last week either, if I'm not mistaken.
No, yeah, he I think he
not the way you want to start your season. That's for sure.
Definitely not. Stephen Hayes, a guy who was dominating this race, as well, being. And at the same instant, he looks like he lost it as well, and just basically pits himself and has to come in and serve a penalty.
Yeah, that black flag is going to hurt very badly as we got some heavy racing going on right now. Tristan Evil trying to go underneath David Holsey, then decided, we got problems. Michael Thorpe spinning on the apron. And it looks like the caution's not going to come out for that one either. They both gather it up, as I do believe Jeff Weimer had to try to stay off of Thorpe there. That could have easily turned into a huge accident.
Thorpe has had his hands full tonight in that 34.
That was definitely very scary. And another, kind of incident that's not going to bring a caution out. That's going to cost him a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, you now notice that the cars that were dominating this earlier run, like Mike Hayes and Stephen Hayes, and Jeremy Coors is still up there, but a lot of these guys are now starting to have troubles as the nighttime comes in and the tracks gets a lot cooler.
Yeah, I think, and you could. Yeah, and I think a lot of these guys probably made adjustments to their machines and maybe went too far or something like that, Could be the case. I mean, because and I do believe it is all down to the changing conditions of the track. I mean, we're seeing Dale Brooks take 2 tires. He's out up front, just driving away, doing an excellent job. I mean, all race long, we haven't seen Brooks really this fast. Mm-hmm. Tristan Evil right now in second place. He was just fighting with Coors. It looks like it has settled out. But man, I just got to say, loving the look of Derek Rice's machine and just the performance he's been putting together here for a new face.
Yeah. Dale's dad wrote on the YouTube. He said Dale's dad is liking what he's seeing, and I guarantee he is. Mr. Brooks out there,
Especially being solid too. You know, he's not having
he can
an
actually see
issue.
he can actually see his son. But right now, Tristan Evil, really good racer, really big I rating. He's up here challenging Dale Brooks for that lead. He's going to try to dive in low on him coming into turn 3.
And I think one thing I know about taking 2 tires is like, especially at a track like Michigan Auto Club, it can work for a few laps, but after a while, it's going to be. I don't think it's going to affect his car very good, as you see that Tristan Evil was able to catch him, but now it looks like he's going to try to cross him over. So maybe Dale Brooks isn't done quite yet. We'll have to wait and see.
I know for a fact that Dale Brooks is the king of crossovers. Looks like Tristan Evil gets a little loose coming off of that turn, and but it gives him that extra speed that he needed to get back around Dale Brooks. Now Jeremy Coors in that 97 is going to try to do the same thing.
And there's a pretty big pack of racers going, pretty much first on back. I mean, there's a nice size group of cars all right there on one another, still competing very hard, as we see Jason Schilling and I do believe the 99 of Michael Hayes fighting it out right now for 5th place.
And those 3 guys that are in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, those are all the lunatic racing over there. Jeremy Coors, Derek Rice does a slide job on the 32.
This is that track where you see a lot of that slide job type, racing. This, even though this is a big track, a 2-mile racetrack, it almost has a lot of features that kind of make it like dirt racing, to where you kind of throw it in there and hopefully it sticks.
Yeah. We're fixing to be able to see a battle between the Lazy Lizard crew of Jason Snelling getting low on Michael Hayes now.
Able to maintain some momentum, that's for sure. But Hayes is able to get him on the exit here.
And I know Stephen Hayes is shooting himself right now for maybe pushing.
He's got to be happy.
Too high, yeah.
He's got to be happy to see his brother still out there, though, competing for this thing. And you never know. We could have something that happens that gets Stephen Hayes back in this thing. Just we see Michael Thorpe got back in this thing, was able to get back on the lead lap.
Hayes only 1 lap down, so a caution can definitely bring him back around. Definitely the race is not over for anybody by no means. Don Blazer would have a tight, big hill to climb.
For sure. I mean, he's still 3 laps down. God, I hate it for him. I mean, Mr. Don Blazer is such a character, too. Always love to hang out with him. As we see Derek Rice trying to challenge Jeremy Coors. Not able to get there. Now he's under fire from Michael Hayes. Trying to take away 3rd.
Michael Hayes was just sitting in 7th place. Now challenging for the third spot of Derek. He's taking the 3rd spot away from Derek Rice on that low side.
Yeah, just not able to complete the pass. I mean, you see those runs on the top, and he has to fall right back in line behind Derek. So just so hard to pass on the bottom like that, especially I think now that these tires are wearing.
And now Derek Rice is showing him the top side, and Michael Hayes is trying to put his nose up there, but Derek Rice comes and shuts the door.
Shutting the door. I mean, that's exactly what just happened. And Jason Schilling in 5th, just kind of hanging out, waiting to see how this all works out. I mean, sometimes it pays to be patient. You might feel like you're faster than some of these guys, but it pays off to be patient sometimes when they make a mistake and you're able to pass right by them.
And that early run, or that early pit stop that Jason Schilling did earlier, has paid out dividends to him. Now he's sitting up here in 5th place, up here with his teammate Mike Hayes, challenging for third place, trying to get around. Mike Hayes needs to get around these two lunatic racers. And I'm not trying to, say anything bad, but that's the name of their team. Everybody.
Yeah, he definitely is trying to do that for sure. We see Tristan Evil out in front. Michael Hayes has just got a lunatic, just group in front of him. He's got to try to figure out a way to work by them. I mean, those guys are not going to let him go easily. That's for sure.
Oh no, those are three teammates right there that he's got to battle in order to try to get this lead. Him and his brother had the best cars throughout the night. Now they're back there mirrored in some dirty air, and it's definitely harder on them trying to get back up here to the front.
And quite a bit of fall off already happening. I mean, about a second, these guys have already fallen off, and just showing how fast these tires start to wear out. And we still got so much longer to go. They're going to be entering their fuel run in probably their fuel window probably in the next 15 or so laps. So could we see some guys dive in early, or you think we're going to see these guys try to split it in half?
I think they'll try to split it in half. The tire wear on this thing is so considerable that you don't want to go any longer than you have to on that last run. If you're gonna have to pit on green, you definitely want to. Hold on, sorry, I hit a wrong button on my computer and lost my screen for a second.
Oh no.
No, we're good. We're good. I didn't crash into anybody.
Yeah. And looking through the cockpit camera here of Michael Hayes, and you can just see how bumpy this racetrack is, and all the different lines these guys are running. I mean, he's trying to get hit, like he said, trying to get that bumper ahead of or on the top there of Mr. Rice, and he's just not able to do so. Big run though, getting real close.
Oh, he might be taking 2 for 1.
I don't know. It looks like he is done waiting around. But then there goes Derek Rice getting another run on the top. It's just, those guys are going to be so difficult to pass because they're trying to work together. And, he doesn't have that teammate anymore to work with. So, I mean, it's strength in numbers here.
Well, he's got Jason Schilling right there behind him, but Jason Schilling's unable to keep up with these lead cars here. But 99 is not going anywhere this time. He's staying right there underneath the 20. For the 20 is going to mess up, and he's going to get around him, and then he's going to set his sights on Jeremy Kors.
Yeah, that's definitely what he wants to happen for sure. Hopefully that is what happens. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, not really showing any favors. That's Lester's job.
That's my. I own a lot of titles.
And here we go. Still some heavy racing going on back here as we see, I do believe, Ricky Hudgens trying to battle with the 11 of Christopher Bessinger. So there's some fighting going on. And right behind them is Michael Thorpe and Chuck Cobb. And that is for about the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th positions.
Christopher Bessinger taking the advantage over the 21 car of Ricky Hudgens.
And Ricky Hudgens is no slouch. We've seen him at tracks like this be very quick. So, I mean, it definitely shows the amount of skill that every driver out here has.
Whoa.
I mean, problems. Ricky Hudgens going off the racetrack. He's going to hit the inside wall.
He's going to hit the inside wall.
Is this going to bring a caution? I don't think so. He's going to come to a stop on the apron.
And
he takes a tow.
He takes it straight to the pits. That's pretty much
unfortunate there for him.
Let's go back here and look at it. He was over here battling with the it looked like he was coming off and he just got loose and went up there and tried to save it. And like we talked about earlier, when you're trying to overcorrect and not spin, when that tire starts taking traction again, wherever you're aiming at, that's where you're going. And he was just aiming all the way to that inside track, and he's going to take his car behind the garage or behind the wall into the garage. So that will be it.
Yeah, I hate to see that. Yeah, hate to see that for sure. And huge hit on that inside wall, and it just happened all of a sudden. I mean, they had made it outside of the corner. They were on the straightaway, and curious how that even happened. I mean, that is just something. It looks like he got loose, but I don't know how you get loose on the straightaway like that. Maybe it was just the air messing with him because he was right there with those guys.
I'm thinking that Michael Thorpe car that was right behind and Ricky's car just didn't like it and basically picked up his back end and basically turned him that way.
And we still see Michael Hayes throwing his trying to get his way through these top three here, but just still not able to do it. I mean, that's got to be so frustrating.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely frustrating out there for that 99 car. Knowing he's got a faster car than this 20 car and the 97, but because those guys are working so well together. And here comes Stephen Hayes. He might be a lap down, but here comes Stephen Hayes, maybe to come up there and help his brother try to push him around these guys so that they can set their sights on Tristan Evil.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, even though he's a lap down, he can still help out his teammate. We're already seeing team playing going on from Jeremy Coors and Derek Rice. I mean, so nothing wrong with following suit. Maybe try to level the playing field a little bit.
Not to mention helping Stephen Hayes, maybe trying to get his lap back. Right now, he's the only car one lap down. And there's not a lot of cars lap down, so even if he gets the lucky dog, he won't be starting. He'd just be starting behind Don Blazer in that 17th position. Ricky Hudgens falling down to 18th.
Definitely got to shout out Don Blazer. I mean, glad to see him still out there. I mean, if I was 3 laps down and there didn't seem like there was much hope for caution to get me back in this thing, I might would park it. But he's got the determination, the persistence, to stay out there and try to finish this race. I mean, even if you might not have the chance to get back on the lead lap, he still deserves some respect and admiration for that.
Oh, right there, 99 is trying. I think he's trying to let the 20 know that you're slowing me up now, because he's right up on that. He's right up on was right up on the back end of that 20. But now he's gonna
looks like he's got it.
He finally got around the 20. Now he's gonna. Oh, he got a little loose there. Now the 20's going to look down low on him, but now the 20's got to pass him, and the 99's got the advantage on that top side. Nope, 20's going to get back in front of him.
That's got to be so frustrating to see that. You think you got him past. I mean, I think what it was saw a little bit of a wiggle there from Hayes. It slowed him down enough to give Rice enough of a run to do something. But here comes Stephen Hayes, going to be reinforcements.
Yeah, right now Stephen Hayes he desperately wants to see a yellow flag because he definitely
into the wall.
He's scraping against the wall.
Man, that is unfortunate there. That is gonna not a hard hit, but it's gonna be definitely could slow that machine down.
Well, looking at that right side, does not look like there's a lot of. It might be scratched up, but we'll get a closer look to see if he has a tire rub in there, but hopefully for Lazy Lizard and Michael Hayes. Now he's having trouble with that car. Now he's falling back in front of. Doesn't look too bad. He's desperately wanting some tires right about now.
And watching right now, Brian Ricker making a pass here on Jason Schilling. Going to try to take over 6th here. But Jason Schilling on the top has that advantage and kind of suffering from the same thing that we were seeing Michael Hayes earlier suffer from, not being able to pass. And that's the same thing that Brian Ricker's having a problem with right now, is David Holsey's right there behind. If David Holsey maybe chose to help Ricker, he would help him out, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. Ricker might be able to get clear this time, though. I think he is going to slide up right in front of Jason Schilling. And so much fall off already. I mean, a second over a second, 1.7 seconds. I'd say that these guys have had fall off. You can tell these guys are getting deep, deep, deep in this run. And guess what? Fuel window is going to be opening any time now, Lester.
The fuel window is open. They just took lap 110, so at any time these guys can go in and go the rest of the way. Uh, the way the tires are, you probably want to do your worn out tires on this. On this one, there's gonna be a lot of strategies. A lot of people you might see come in now and try to get that extra time. There'll be people waiting until the very, very last drop of fuel comes out of their truck or the car in order to, hope for a caution or something. At this point of the race, we're going to probably see a lot more cars. Oh, as we say, at 57, he got loose trying to go around Jason Schilling.
It looks like he's going to be taking a trip down pit road, probably not under his own volition.
Yep, there you go. The 57 of David Halsey down pit road, and you seen him get loose. And, like you said, I don't think it was a volunteer going down pit road.
No, I don't think he meant to do that, but good job on him to save it. He's not going to lose much time here, and he's in the window, but I don't think, of course, it's not probably good to pit this early. You might be able to make it on fuel, but your tires are going to be screaming at you by the end of this race. But luckily, it wasn't, it could have been worse than that for him.
Right now, you see Stephen Hayes battling up there with a second place guy. Stephen Hayes is one lap down, but he's trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
And it looks like he's going to be able to do it. I mean, he's up there now, just passed by the second place of Jeremy Coors, not too far to go to get his Tristan Evil. I have no doubts he will better unlap himself. But the problem is, that doesn't, it's not going to help him that much when it comes to position, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, right now,
unless a caution comes out.
Right now, David Halsey is hoping that Stephen Hayes does get his lap. Mike Hayes and Jason Schilling coming down pit road, getting their services done, and Mike Hayes is back out, and he's hoping that those fresh tires will give him the advantage.
Yeah, Michael Hayes now coming down into his box. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. He's actually on the exit now. Sorry, I was not live.
I was like, okay, I didn't want to say anything, but he's already back on the track.
Definitely like to shout out, I do believe it's Scoots, saying, hey, y'all, been lurking since the beginning. Go, Lazy Lizard, go.
All right, there we go. I still haven't found out who Scoots is yet. He was on.
I don't know. He's a fan of Lazy Lizard, though. So
he was on one of our chats.
Caution!
Yellow flag is out. Stephen Hayes.
Kind of talk me through what's going on again.
Stephen Hayes is the beneficiary to this this caution.
Yeah, gonna give him a lap back. I'm curious what happened. I think it was Jeremy Coors that had a problem here. Because I see him, he's in 10th right now, was just up in 2nd. Looks like he was going down to pit. Oh, yeah, I think, no, maybe, no, he was just going down pit road, and somehow the caution came out. He was not involved, but he had chose to go down pit road as soon as the caution came out. So I'm curious, who caused this caution?
Right now, I clicked on the yellow flag, and I don't see anybody crashed. I don't know what brought out the yellow flag, and it was a race control. It was not an ad thrown flag, so I do not know the cause behind it. But whatever the cause was, Stephen Hayes is going to get his lap given back to him, and that's going to make a whole nother story for this finish. Mike Hayes just pitting, so he'll stay out and get a wave around, as well as David Halsey and Jason Schilling.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any reason that this caution would have came out. I'm looking at it about every car.
About debris, maybe debris.
Oh, Jason Schilling, I do believe maybe. I know Jason Schilling did get kicked loose, but he went down on the apron. I don't see how that would have been a caution. Oh yeah. Oh no. I think that's what caused it there. Looking back at this, I don't see how that would have caused a caution. But as soon as it happened, I think that's the only thing I can think of.
You know what? Stoons is probably the. If Stoons is Zaniel from my work, please let us know. That's the only one I can think of who Stoons is.
Well, from what he's telling me here, Scott Marshall, 6 is his iRacing name, says that he's done races with you.
Oh, Scott Marshall. Okay, he's from Scott Marshall. Okay, yeah, he was he's one of our ARCA drivers, I believe still.
That's going to be an interesting timing for that caution to come out, though. Everybody's going to be able to make it on fuel. Yep. I'm wondering if we'll have another. I mean, is the intensity going to go up from here? I mean, I think it will. So could we see another caution? I mean, these guys are going to start driving a little bit more crazier, I feel like.
You're definitely right about that. Right now, there's a couple of cars that are in the back that are fast cars, and now they're going to have to race around cars that wasn't as fast in the beginning. Now they're fast. There's a lot of stories being played out right now. And right now I'm watching Stephen Hayes come in for his service, and not only does that, now there's going to be a lot of wave arounds here, and these guys they're not out of it either. I mean, they just pitted people like Jason Schilling, David Halsey, Michael Hayes. They're definitely not out of this race by no means, and Michael Hayes and David Halsey both have fast cars, as well as Jason Schilling, as you see them getting the wave around the pace car. And Jeremy Coors is going to be your leader with Tristan Evil on the outside.
Man, I'll tell you one person who needs to get his lap back, Don Blazier. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get that another lap back there.
Yeah,
just Don unfortunate.
Blazer, Don Blazer definitely not a beneficiary to these later cautions. He had to go in on that caution, or he was going to run out of fuel coming to the green.
Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Blazer definitely wants this thing to get crazy. He wants these guys to wreck some more to give him some chances to get back on the lead lap, and I think they might give it to him. And we've seen a very, very, very clean race thus far. I think that, though, the intensity is going to go up from here, and I think that we could see maybe some problems. We talked about it earlier about, these guys wanting to be nice to each other and be very respectful. Well, we're getting to that stage of the race where there might not be as much respect between these drivers.
At this point, like, you got 3 teammates up there, they might work together to try to get that top 3 positions up here, but there's a bunch of cars behind them that's not going to let that happen, or try not to let that happen.
And here we go with the green flag out. Jeremy Coors leading us to the green. And look at that. I mean, apparently he was able to take the lead on pit road from Tristan Evil, so maybe Tristan Evil didn't have the best pit stop there.
Right there, Dale Brooks passing Tristan Evil for second place. So Dale Brooks looking to have a good race, good finish out there.
Oh, problems. I think
Luna.
That's EJ Luna. Yep, spinning on the apron there. I do believe the caution's not going to come out for that. He does gather it back up fairly quickly, but definitely was a moment of contention. Oh, we got a sideways driver. I do believe that's Don Blazier drifting the corner. And he catches it, though. Good job on him to be able to save that machine. If you want to try to get your lap back, you definitely don't want to be the one that brings the caution out.
Definitely not. Back here, one of the early pace setters, Stephen Hayes, back here in the 11th position, trying to push forward. I mean, he's got plenty of time to do this. Laps are winding down. The finish is near, but try to get the best finish you possibly can.
We got some more challenge. EJ Luna, after he caught that, now trying to challenge once again. I do believe he No, I'm sorry. That's Michael Thorpe. I'm sorry. The 34, Michael Thorpe, trying to work his way back up into contention here. He's in 8th place.
Battling with Chuck Cobb.
Chuck Cobb, yeah.
Christopher Basinger.
And Basinger trying to keep his momentum going after that win last week and keep that points lead. I'm curious if he's going to be able to keep it after this race. It's going to be interesting to say the least. He's in 6th right now. I mean, that would be a very good finish.
Well, I believe Jeremy Coors finished 2nd in the race last week at Daytona. So if it was to end like it is now, I do believe that Jeremy Coors would be our points leader going into the race at Las Vegas next week.
Yeah, Las Vegas is going to be very interesting too. I mean, is a super, a speedway 1.5 mile, but definitely a unique racetrack.
Joshua Slade Derek Rice jumping way down on the bottom of the track behind Brian Rickers trying to get that 4th spot from Brian Rickers.
Yeah, it looks like Rickers going to be getting the advantage on the top, get the momentum. But I don't know. I mean, it looks like Derek Rice is holding strong.
Stephen Hayes.
See Brian Rigger trying to almost choking him down a little bit here.
Stephen Hayes getting around Chuck Cobb for that 9th place.
And Chuck Cobb trying to stay right there with him. But yeah, Stephen Hayes on the march, trying to get back to the front to claim the lead he once had. Huge mistake he made where he, spun down pit road. Luckily, did not hit anything, but he's back in this thing.
Jeremy
as the battle still rages on for 4th place, or 3rd place, I say, 4th place.
There's about to be a battle for 2nd place. Tristan Evil trying to get around Dale Brooks for that 2nd spot.
And Jeremy Coors, you can see he's trying to break the draft on those guys.
Right now, Brian Rickers and Michael Thorpe, as well as Derek Rice, trying to battle for that 4th spot. Right now, Brian Rickers has it, but there's a whole slew of cars right behind him, trying to do something along with Joshua Slade, Chris Basinger, and Stephen Hayes.
Yeah, they are hungry for these positions. No one's going to be, there's not going to be any give and take anymore here. As you can see, these guys getting closer and closer to one another. Before we were seeing these guys give each other wide berths. But now these guys are starting to pinch each other. They're starting to pinch each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, all that giving each other room is gone. If you find yourself advanced right now, Stephen Hayes looking underneath his teammate Chris Basinger. Stephen Hayes still has a good car, so definitely
for sure.
He can actually make back to.
He's got a long way to go, though. I mean,
definitely got a long way to go.
I mean, he's about 3 seconds off of the lead right now, so definitely going to be starting.
2nd place car, Tristan Evil makes it around Dale Brooks.
Yeah, definitely impressive what we're seeing out of Tristan Evil, but when are we not? I mean, he's always been a great talented driver. Sometimes can be somewhat aggressive, but he definitely has shown that he can win these races and stuff like that. I mean, Coors, I think that, even though that those guys are on the same team, we've kind of heard it before about how their mindset is on it. Even though they're on the same team, they're still racing each other. They don't cut each other any slack. That's for sure.
Oh, you're definitely right about that. Teammates, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to get that win. Right now, you see a big, 4 or 5 car battle right here for 4th place. Stephen Hayes trying to get it from Derek Rice and Brian Rickers. Michael
trying
right
to
in the
get
mix as well.
100%. This battle is really heating up here for 4th. Derek Rice has gotten back up into 4th, but he is has a lot of challenges from Ricker, see Stephen Hayes, like you said, Thorpe trying to go underneath, make this pass. Joshua Slade, he's rebounded quite a bit. Joshua Slade, we saw him earlier. He just was not having the handling he really needed, and it looks like he's back, in contention for at least maybe a top 5, maybe a top 10. And here comes Stephen Hayes on the bottom, going to try to make the pass on Derek Rice. Can he get it done?
Stephen Hayes he's not giving the 20 any room to come down, and he's going to complete that pass and set his sights on the top 3 guys of Dale Brooks, Tristan Evil, and Jeremy Coors. He's got 23 laps to see if he can come back and get that first place back.
I don't know if he's actually completed the pass there. I think he spoke a little too soon there. He's still battling with Derek Rice. Rice is not letting up.
And I mean,
he shouldn't let up. I mean, this is battling. We're trying to
not let up. I mean, definitely fighting tooth and nail on that high side. What a great race we're seeing out of the new guy, Derek Rice.
Oh, yeah. Getting real close on each other.
Mm-hmm.
This is some phenomenal racing.
That's phenomenal racing right there. We're watching some good racing between the 20 and the 13. Up front, Tristan Evil now takes the lead from Jeremy Coors, and here comes Dale Brooks trying to follow him through to take the second spot away from Jeremy Coors. Jeremy Coors still battling that long run setup, not being where he wants, but right now he sits there in second place, trying to battle back for that first place. I don't think he's got enough momentum to get it coming out of the turn, but and Derek Rice and Stephen Hayes still battling for that fourth place.
Oh yeah, they are battling hard, and you could just see. Oh, about to have some door banging there, close to it. These guys are definitely not giving each other a lot of room, and you can just see that they fighting tooth and nail. I mean, it's so hard to pass. You got to take every bit of inch of real estate you can, and that can cause some problems between two drivers.
Yeah, and these guys.
Michael Thorpe sitting back waiting. He's like, "What's going to happen here?"
And I mean, this is what racing is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Doing the most or the best that you can possibly do, fighting tooth and nail for every position, like you see here between the 20 of Derek Rice, the 13 of Stephen Hayes, and the 34 of Michael Thorpe. Thorpe getting
real close onto the back bumper there of Stephen Hayes. This is one of those tracks, though, Lester. You can kind of push someone into the corner faster than they want to go. This is kind of one of those kind of tracks.
And now Stephen Hayes trying to look on that high side. Michael Thorpe
riding right along the rim. Man, gets a heck of a run on the exit. You can just see running right along that wall. Just sometimes it'll propel you almost like a bullet out of a gun.
Yeah. And now Michael Thorpe and Stephen Hayes are trading spots back and forth. One gets the advantage in one turn, the other one gets the advantage in the next turn. So good racing from fourth on back. Tristan Evil pulling away almost a second away from Jeremy Coors and Dale Brooks.
Yeah, I mean, Tristan has, we talked about it before. I hate to keep talking about Stephen Hayes so much, but, he definitely had the best car, and he probably still does. But I think close second when it comes to best car, it's got to be Tristan Evil. I mean, he's just been really fast. If you could say, Stephen Hayes was dominating the early race, I think Tristan Evil's dominating this part of the race.
Yeah, the second half of this race, Tristan Evil and Jeremy Coors definitely have the bookmark for that. First part of the race definitely goes to Stephen Hayes in that 13 car, who's still back there.
And I feel like Coors, yeah. I feel like Jeremy Coors, they must be on different setups. You usually, like with a team, you usually see everybody kind of using similar setups. I think that maybe Coors went a different direction with it, and that's why he's been struggling when it comes to the longer runs.
Yeah, right now, Stephen Hayes, Derek Brooks, or not Derek Brooks, Derek Rice, and Michael Thorpe, they're actually probably wanting that late caution the bottles, everybody back up and getting 4 fresh tires and make this interesting towards the end. But as it goes, these guys have been doing good green flag runs.
Oh, problem! Steve Gerber loses it. He's down on the apron. Looks like he saves it, though. Man, he lost that all out of sorts. Budweiser machine looks like he had too many Budweisers.
Steve, another one of the characters of global racing. Good guy. Enjoy talking to him. Tomorrow you get to see him do it all over again at this track, racing for At the Top Motorsports with Kenny Heath and Dave Halsey, as well as MJ.
Definitely getting close to the final parts of this race. Almost 15 laps remain.
And Stephen Hayes and Derek Rice still battling for that 4th spot. And Michael Thorpe's going to take it 3 wide.
Wow, look at that. The battle definitely heating up there for that 4th spot. Battle also heating up for 2nd. I saw that Jeremy Coors and Dale Brooks battling for position 2.
Yeah, Dale Brooks looking on the inside of Jeremy Coors trying to get that 3rd or that 2nd place.
And just not able to get there. I mean, just on the bottom, it's just so hard to maintain your momentum.
Yeah, Stephen Hayes still getting back around Michael Thorpe for that 4th position. What happened to Christopher Basinger sitting there? Our points leader is sitting in 8th right now. Dale Brooks takes over the 2nd, or no, still battling with Jeremy Coors for that 2nd spot. Good run for Dale Brooks, and so happy to see how solid he is.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely excited to see that he's able to race out here and not being plagued by that usual issue that he has. I mean, he's such a great racer, and I hate to have something simple like that be the reason you're not able to compete on the the way he should be able to. I mean, we've seen him come out here and dominate races, and then he definitely knows his way around setting up these cars too. I think that plays into it as well.
Yeah, definitely. The talk around the old Discord channel. These guys get together and they do a real good team practice, and they work on these setups. And Dale Brooks is definitely the main ones. He's doing these setups and working with the guys, so they definitely have a good chemistry over there at Dirty South Motorsports, and what was the other one? Blazing Fools Motorsports.
Blazing Fools,
Blazing Fools. And
bunch of comedians in that team.
Yeah, Jeffrey Weimer, definitely the lead fool over there.
Oh, I already know he's gonna give you he's definitely gonna give you a talking to later for saying that.
Well, he's back here in 15th place, so I didn't figure if I talked about any wreck wouldn't hurt very much.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he loves to blame me for when I talk about him. He says he wrecks. I mean, it's just I don't know, Jeff. I don't think that's what it is.
Michael Thorpe was able to get around Derek Rice and Stephen Hayes for that 4th spot.
Wow.
So good.
Michael Thorpe now in the picture. I mean, he could theoretically try to catch up here to Coors.
And try to get that podium finish with 11 laps to go. But, I mean, Derek Rice and Stephen Hayes has not gone anywhere. They're right there.
Oh, yeah. It is not over. But now that Thorpe has gotten by them, I think that he's able to unleash the horses. You see, we've seen it time and time again tonight. Guys getting stuck behind someone else. You feel like you're faster than that person. You're just not able to get that pass done. But now that you see Thorpe's got by him, he's able to stretch his legs a little bit here.
There you go. See Stephen Hayes again trying to get past Derek Rice. This time for the 5th position instead of the 4th position. I do believe that battling that Stephen Hayes and Derek Rice was doing basically gave Thorpe you know, room to get around them. Both of them were using those tires because they were battling side by side for a good
Oh yeah,
6, 7,
and that
8 laps.
and that adds up after a while. I'll tell you what's
Yeah.
also adding up is Tristan Evil's lead, 1.7 seconds right now, or about 1.5. Kind of give or take here. But he is just putting a lot of space between these guys. I mean, if a caution came out, I'm sure he would hate it. But if we go green from here, I think Tristan Evil's got this thing wrapped up unless something major happens.
Yeah, it's definitely Tristan's race to lose.
To lose, he could hit the wall, which we've seen plenty of times with people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he could definitely like that. The last thing he wants to see is, like you said, he does not want to see a caution. He doesn't want to be the caution, but he doesn't even want to see a caution because a caution brings all these great drivers right back up to his bumper, and some of them have fast cars and get held up by other cars, and that all goes out.
See Michael Thorpe, I mean, he's already caught up here to Jeremy Coors. So, I mean, he's another one of those faster cars that if he had maybe, if a caution came out and he was able to get lined up near the lead, he might be able to be a force to be reckoned with, too, just like Stephen Hayes and Derek.
Yeah.
I even think Derek Rice. I mean, Derek Rice has got a fast machine, too.
Yeah, in the top 5, there's 3 different teams being represented in the top 5. Tristan Evil and Derek Rice and Jeremy Coors all over there for Lunatic Racing. Dale Brooks being representing the Blazing Fools, as we talked about before, and Stephen Hayes over there in 6 being represented by the Lazy Lizard. So the top 6, top 7 cars is some Dirty South, Michael Thorpe and Brian Ricker being showed up in Dirty South. So all the teams are showing up tonight and doing an awesome job.
Oh, they 100% are. I mean, love to see this competition the way global is. Period. I mean, you see this in the trucks. You now see it in the Xfinity. You can never tell who's going to really win a race. Or coming into the game. Into the game, considering all the teams are competitive in their own regards. One week somebody's going to have something over the rest of them, and the next week somebody else is going to have something over them. I mean, it's just it's like a seesaw. You know what I mean? Every team is going to have their day, especially in global.
Oh, yeah. Right now we got Michael Thorpe trying to challenge Jeremy Coors for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, there he goes. He's trying to get that podium. We always love to interview Mr. Michael Thorpe.
Well, it would be a very monotone
Don't say that. Come on now.
I don't think he's done his courses on interviews. He's been worried about how.
I mean, he's working on the racing. That's what he's been working on. He's gotten better. I give him credit. But they are racing hard right now for 3rd place. Thorpe and Jeremy Coors still side by side. No one really has the advantage right now. And guess what, Michael? 5 laps to go.
There you go. 5 laps to go in this Californication 300. And it's going to get nothing but exciting here. This battle between Michael Thorpe and Jeremy Coors still heated. Jeremy Coors has it. Michael Thorpe wants it. But right now, Tristan Evo's built up over a 2-second lead over Dale Brooks.
Yeah, this is pretty much the battle to watch here is for 3rd. Everyone else is pretty spread out, except for I do believe there is some battling going on closer to the back. Which I do believe Steve Gerber and Jeff Weimer are fighting it out right now. That is for 14th.
Let's go, Gerb.
It looks like Thorpe edges out ahead in the, especially on the exit. But as soon as they get on the straightaway, that's when Coors starts to open up those RPMs. Having that high side, just able to maintain so much more momentum. But I think if you're persistent, as Thorpe is, I think that he eventually is going to get this done. Considering, it looks like he might be clear, maybe not.
He is not clear.
He almost was there for a second. But, I mean, all he has to do is cross the finish line in front. And he did that last time.
Yeah. but Jeremy Coors still battling back on the high side. But this time, I think, no, oh, nope. He's going to friggin' cross him over and see if he can get that.
Expect nothing
back.
less. Expect nothing less from Mr. Jeremy Coors. He's going to drive up right in front of. We got some dirt track racing.
Michael Thorpe is going to try to do the crossover. Can we see a third crossover?
We got some dirt track racing going on right now. That's for sure.
Michael Thorpe getting down on the apron, trying to get that extra grip down there, and he's able to make the pass and gets in front of Jeremy Coors.
And soon to have the white flag waving. This race is almost done. And really the only race we're seeing right now has got to be for third. I mean, that is really the main thing to watch right now, seeing who's going to cross the line in third. There's gaps all over the place. I'm curious. I mean, Thorpe looks like he's got it sewn up. Coors really slow on the top there. I don't know. I don't think it's all done. It is not over. And we also could see something come to a fruition, too. I mean, we see Stephen Hayes right there behind, Derek Rice, and that could also, something could happen there. I don't know, though. I'm pretty sure it looks like it's all almost said and done as they exit 2 here, back stretching in a couple more corners, and we're done with this thing.
Tristan Evil coming to the backstretch, going to turns 3 and 4 one last time. You can see the checkered flag from where he's sitting at.
I do believe he's got it. Right. Tristan Evil going to be your winner here tonight.
Dale Brooks going to come home second. Good finish for them. Michael Thorpe is going to be able to manage to get the third place finish along with Jeremy Coors coming in fourth. Stephen Hayes, or Derek Rice, is going to be showed in fifth place. Stephen Hayes, sixth. Brian Ricker looks like he's going to come home seventh. Chuck Cobb with a pretty good finish in eighth in that 81 White Buffalo Healing Garden Chevrolet. David Halsey, 9th. Mike Hayes is going to be 10th. Christopher Basinger, 11th. Jason Schilling, 12th. Joshua Slade had a rough night, coming home 13th. Steve Gerber was able to get in front of Jeffrey Weimer for 14th. Jeffrey Weimer, 15th. EJ Luna in his first race in the Xfinity race comes home 16th. Don Blazer, 17th. Ricky Hudgens, 18th.
Now, what a race that was for sure, and excited to see what Vegas is going to look like next week. But, man, these guys ran a very good race. I mean, we didn't see many cautions at all. These guys ran with respect, were very clean. Saw many different people, up in contention for the win. Just loved every bit of it.
Definitely. Now we get to see the burnouts from Tristan Evil, and the rest of his guys are out there saluting him, and going to go out there and witness his victory circle, his victory donuts there.
Yeah, definitely celebrating that one in the right way, having his teammates out there congratulating him after that win.
And there he goes. Jeremy Coors as the owner. Going to rip him up too.
Yeah, and I think after this race, I think Jeremy Coors, maybe I was going to say, you said he finished second last week, fourth this week. He's definitely going to be in contention for the top in points. Curious to see who's going to be the top in points still.
It might be Jeremy Coors. Christopher Basinger, he's finished 11th, so he's probably going to be down. Blazer coming in and trying to ruin the party there. Don't know.
That's just like Blazer, isn't it?
Yeah. But anyways, let's get to these. We're going to get to these interviews here, and
yeah, I would move them up, but I don't have permission.
I'll definitely have to change that, but for right now, I will do it. And here comes Michael Thorpe. Michael Thorpe, Mike Lester in the booth. You got a copy?
Solid copy.
All right, man. You came home third place finish after having a couple of obstacles that you had to overcome. Spinning yourself out a couple of times through the course of this race. Man, tell us a little bit about your race and how it went. Coming home third.
Well, all in all, I think if I didn't mess up after the first caution, I probably wouldn't have been up there running up front most of the race. Got to shout out the GGA guys and the unit. I got shout out my school, UNOH, and wow, what a race! Coors gave me a run for my money. Everybody, it was one heck of a race. I'm speechless.
Well, that's quite a story there. I was gonna go a little bit longer than that, but I'm sorry. I was trying to give Brian some permissions while I was waiting here. Yeah, you did you battled back at one time after that spin. You were in 17th, and you battled back throughout the field and going through the field. I mean, tonight y'all did a great job staying off of each other. There was no really big accidents. Nobody really crashed each other. Definitely looking forward to Las Vegas, man. How do you think your chances at Las Vegas going to be?
Well, I wasn't there last season in the truck, so it's gonna be different in Xfinity, so because less aero. But I think I'll be doing great. Actually, these Xfinity cars do ride pretty well and around there, and just gotta stay out of trouble,
Okay. And one last thing, I want to know, how was the transition from day to night in this race tonight? Did you have to do a lot of changes on your car once the track started getting cooler at night, or did you just stay with the same setup all through the night?
I made very small adjustments like tire pressures. I didn't mess anything. I mean, I didn't mess around with the springs, just tire pressures in general. And I did try to switch up my arc into the corners as well, and it kind of worked out.
There you go. All right, Mike. Well, before we send you back down to Dirty South Motorsports, you want to give a shout out? You already shouted out GGA. Anybody else you want to shout out?
All the DSM guys, my grandmother who's definitely watching this. I saw her comment. So I definitely appreciate her coming on every night watching me doing this.
Okay, there you go, Michael Thorpe, Grandma, and South Motorsport. All right, man. Well, congratulations on the third place finish, and we'll look to talk to you next week at Las Vegas, man. Good luck.
Yep, take care, guys.
All right, that was Michael Thorpe, and next guy up is a runner-up, and I'm gonna let you do this one because I have to go do something personal that I haven't been able to do in the last 2 hours. So Dale Brooks is going to be interviewed by Mr. Brian Britt himself.
Well, hello, Mr. Brooks. Great job tonight. Second place for you. You made some interesting calls tonight, taking 2 tires at one point. We saw that really didn't work out well for you, but you were able to rebound, finish second. How was it tonight? And congratulations on being solid the whole time, too.
Yeah, I'm racing on my phone internet, and it's working again. I actually thought the 2 tires helped. I gained a lot of track position. Some of those guys were a little faster than me, but I think overall it really gave me some track position. Long race, my everything sore, my wrists, my shoulders, and Coors did a phenomenal job battling me there. He really made me race him hard to get by him, and I kind of had to use up my stuff. If not, I think, if I could have got by him more quickly, I think I would have been able to shrink the time down a little bit to Tristan. I'm not sure I would have ever caught him, but super happy finish for, second place. Not bad at all, for sure.
Well, definitely glad to hear you guys happy after that finish there. How are you feeling about Vegas going to be coming up here in a week's time? I mean, much different tracks. You got a handle on that race? Have you already turned some laps or anything like that already?
I'll be out for that race on Saturday, Brian. I got duty, but I'll be in the truck race on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Oh, Lord. Mr. Lester, everybody. He'll be here all week. Well, definitely hate to see you're not going to be there on Saturday, but we definitely wish you all the best of luck to coming here tomorrow. I don't know if you're going to be racing in the truck race.
Nope,
Take a
I
good
got work tomorrow, so it alternates, right? So I got
yeah.
work this week on Sunday, next week on Saturday, and then Friday. So it's good. It's all right.
Well, we definitely look forward to seeing you next week then for sure. Who can we shout out for you after a strong second place finish here tonight and our Wolf Cola driver of the night?
As always, man, shout out to my mom and dad. They're huge supporters. My brother as well. My sister watches. My whole family watches. So thank you guys so much. Love you. Shout out to my son, 16 years old, just got his driver's license. Shout out to the team, Cobb Racing. We all worked on the setup. Track position was important here, so they didn't finish as high as I think they definitely were capable of. But just track position super important here. And thank you, Brian, for the broadcast. You guys are great. Mike, thanks as well. And yeah, I'll be back soon, hopefully.
Well, we look forward to seeing you. Congratulations on your second place, Dale.
Appreciate it, Brian. Have a great night, fellas.
Yep.
You as well.
All right.
That is Dale Brooks, your second place finisher. And we'll give it back to you, Lester.
Well, all right. Well, there's only one person left to interview here, and it's definitely the man of the hour, the man who was able to overcome a lot of good racers out there tonight. Tristan Evil, Mike Lester in the booth. You got a copy?
What is up, Michael?
Oh, well, let me turn you up here a little bit because I can barely hear you. I don't know if Brian can hear you better than I can.
Is that any better?
Oh, that
yep,
is a lot
much better.
Much better.
Okay, good deal.
Dude, you had to go through a lot to get to where you're at right now. Sitting up here in the booth talking to us as tonight's winner. Congratulations once again. But please, walk us through pretty much the whole race. Earlier on, it looked like the Hayes brothers had the cars to beat, and then they fell into some bad luck towards the middle of that run that opened the door for you and Jeremy Kors to basically take over. And tell us a little bit about how your race went and in your own words there.
Yeah, the beginning part, honestly, before the sun went down, it was kind of rough. I was glad that we had that competition at lap 25, comp caution at lap 25, because it was really fast short run. Especially in the daytime there, it was really fast short run. About 18 to 22 so-ish laps in, it just started plowing tight. 1 and 2 is really good, but 3 and 4, just the exit coming off of 4, middle of 3, I was waiting so long to get the power down. So we made an adjustment, just a small tire pressure adjustment. I feel like it was kind of in the splitter was in the track a little bit, so made a tire pressure adjustment, got the splitter off the ground. That helped it a lot right there. Extended the life of how comfortable I was with it by about another 10 laps. So then, it was more like lap 30 or so, it started getting really tight, and we made another adjustment for that. And then I think the sun going all the way down really helped a lot too. Just loosen the car up some more, and it was just for me, it was so particular. If I didn't hit the line just right, you couldn't get back on the gas and absolutely plowed. So 150 laps is a long time to figure it out, and I finally, about midway through there, kind of figured out the line that I needed to be running, and it stuck there. And yeah, we had a little bit of help with some luck. I think it would have been hard to beat the brothers there, but so that's a huge part of racing is luck, and it was definitely on our side tonight.
Yeah, there was a famous racer. I believe it was Dale Jarrett said he'd rather be lucky than good. You gotta be good for 149 laps, but it takes that one lap to be lucky, and that's usually the last lap, depending on what track you're at.
Yep. Yeah. Honestly, I like to be good and lucky, so I try. The good part's on you, and the luck's just up to face. So, you put in the work and things like that. It'll pay off, and sometimes it doesn't. But sometimes the taste of defeat is just as well, I wouldn't say sweet, but it's pretty bitter. But sometimes you need to taste in defeat and to make the moments where you win, a lot better.
Well, now I know you're a veteran of Global Racing League. You started off in our truck series about 3 seasons ago, and has been racing with us ever since. Won yourself a championship out of one of those truck seasons. Uh, Give us your honest opinion about how this Xfinity series is running, where we took the best of the best guys from that all truck seasons and put them up here in the Xfinity. The way it looks like up here, the racing is a lot better because you have nothing but the best drivers out here racing.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. It's real. I'm really impressed with what we've been able to do in these first 2 races. I mean, Daytona, that was one of the cleanest Daytona races I think I've really been a part of, especially for an Xfinity race. I mean, these cars are just a handful everywhere, and we did such a good job at Daytona. I mean, really great job tonight. I think we only had like 1 actual caution, well, maybe 2 cautions for incidents, and they weren't huge wrecks or anything to my knowledge. I think they were just self spins. So
yeah, single car spins, both of them.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really I love to see it, because that just means that we're gonna have super close racing all the time. The competition level is just that much higher. It's gonna be that much harder to win, and I already love these cars because you just constantly got to be wheeling them, and it makes it a lot more fun when you got some stiff competition to keep you honest and keep you pushing for that next level.
Well, there you go, Tristan. Man, congratulations once again. I mean, you were the class of the field tonight. You took your advantages when you got them. You worked on your car. You got it better, and that's what everybody should strive for, is to be able to go with the punches and make the changes that you need. And you were able to do that tonight, and you're bring home the victory and the win for Lunatic Racing, being a brand new race team here, and you bring home their first victory, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, and yeah, huge shout out to those guys at Lunatic. We're doing a lot of good stuff, so shout out to Lunatic. Shout out to Martin. Oh, the engine just blew. Shout out to Martin Sports, and Moonlight Setup Shop, and shout out to Jeremy Kors, of course, a great teammate, and Derek Rice, and I feel like I'm missing somebody. Shout out to Nerditudes as well. Can't forget them. And
shout out.
Yep, yeah, I almost forgot. I gotta shout out my mom. She's always out there watching, so love you, Mom.
Oh, definitely gotta shout out the moms. Definitely gotta shout out the moms.
For
All right,
sure.
man. Well, congratulations once again, man. We're gonna move you down and let you go ahead and celebrate with Lunatic Racing, man. But man, look forward to, I guess I should ask you, you looking forward to Las Vegas coming up?
Definitely. Like I was saying, just I love racing these cars, and Vegas is a pretty good track, bumpy track. So it's gonna be a challenge, and can't wait to see how that goes, and what kind of show we can put on for sure. I'm sure it's gonna be a good one.
All right, that's Tristan Evil, your winner for tonight's race, Californication 300 in the bag. Big win for Lunatic Racing in their first year, man. Congratulations once again. We're going to send you back to Lunatic Racing and look forward to talking to you next Saturday at Las Vegas.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. You guys have a great night.
You too. All right. Man, Brian, another race in the books, man, and second race for the partnership of Global Racing Esports Network and PMN Performance Motor Network, man. Look forward to working with you again at Las Vegas, man, and thinking this Xfinity League and this partnership is just going in the right direction.
Yeah, 100%, and definitely looking forward to tomorrow. Also, around 12:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be seeing those trucks make their way here to Auto Club. So, will it look similar? I'm very curious to see what happens, and everybody out there should be excited to tune in next Saturday at about 7:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to catch me and Michael up here in the booth for the PMN and Global Racing Esports Network simulcast that we've been doing here on the Saturdays. We look forward to seeing you, everyone out there.
Make sure you tune in to all stations, like, subscribe, comment, man. We want you guys to be part of this broadcast just as much as we are. And man, for Global Racing Esports Network, this is Mike Lester, and for PMN Network, Brian Britt. Good night.